As you age, 3 habits to let go for a peaceful life. Have you ever sat on the porch of your favorite coffee shop, feeling the warmth of a fresh cup of coffee in your hands, and wondered, what's holding me back from true peace in these golden years? Life has a funny way of teaching us what truly matters, doesn't it? As we grow older, we carry memories, emotions, and even regrets that weigh us down. But what if I told you that the key to happiness isn't about adding more, but about letting go? Today, we're diving into 3 habits that might be standing between you and a life filled with peace, joy, and freedom. These are habits many of us don't even realize we're holding on to, but once released, they can completely transform the way we experience life. Whether it's regrets that keep you tied to the past, relationships that drain your energy, or resentment that clouds your heart, this video is for you. And here's the best part. It's never too late to start fresh. If you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment with the number 2 to show some love. If you think we can do better, drop a heart and comment with the number 7 so we can improve in our future videos. Thank you. And don't forget to subscribe to After 7080 for more inspiring content designed just for you. Now, let's begin this journey of letting go and reclaiming peace, starting with the first habit you need to release for a lighter, happier life. Let go of regrets from the past. Have you ever sat in the stillness of the morning, coffee cup in hand, and found your mind drifting back to the past? Maybe it was a decision you didn't make, an opportunity you let slip away, or words you left unspoken. Regret has a strange way of visiting us when we least expect it, quietly, yet persistently, like an old friend who overstays their welcome. And the truth is, the more we entertain regret, the more it takes up space in our hearts, crowding out joy, peace, and the possibility of new beginnings. Take Evelyn, for instance. At 73, she often found herself lost in memories of her younger years. She had once dreamed of becoming an artist, but life had other plans. Between raising children, managing a household, and supporting her husband's career, her dreams had quietly faded into the background. For years, Evelyn carried a quiet sadness, convinced that her chance to live a creative life had passed her by. But everything changed one afternoon when she stumbled upon a dusty box in her attic. Inside were sketches she had drawn decades earlier, portraits, landscapes, and bits of life she had captured with love and precision. Holding those drawings, she didn't feel regret. She felt something unexpected, hope. Evelyn decided that it wasn't too late to begin again. She signed up for a local painting class, nervous but excited. Week by week, she rediscovered her passion, and to her surprise, her art began to resonate with others. What started as a personal journey soon turned into something bigger. Her paintings were displayed at community events, and she even sold a few pieces. But most importantly, Evelyn no longer looked back with regret. Instead, she saw her past as the foundation for a new chapter, one that was still being written. And that's the thing about regret. It doesn't have to be the end of your story. So how do you let it go? First, acknowledge it. Write it down, not as a failure, but as a chapter in your life that taught you something valuable. Maybe it taught you patience, resilience, or the importance of speaking your truth. Whatever it is, honor that lesson. Next, practice forgiveness. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you know now. Imagine your younger self standing in front of you. Would you speak to them with kindness or judgment? Offer yourself the same compassion you would give to a friend. Finally, focus on today. Regret thrives in the past, but joy lives in the present. What can you do right now to bring more meaning into your life? Maybe it's taking up a hobby you've always wanted to try, reconnecting with an old friend, or simply allowing yourself to dream again. Think about this. How many moments have you lost by looking back? And how many moments could you gain if you chose to focus on the life that's still ahead? You are not defined by the paths you didn't take. You are defined by the courage to keep moving forward, to learn, and to grow. Imagine your life as a book. Would you rather keep rereading old chapters or start writing new ones? If this story resonates with you, let us know in the comments below. Tap like and comment the number 2 if you feel inspired, or drop a heart and the number 7 if you think we can make this even better. And don't forget to subscribe to After 7080 for more inspiring stories and life lessons designed just for you. Let go of toxic relationships. Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling drained, unheard, or even unappreciated? Maybe it's an old friend who always talks but never listens, or a family member whose words cut deeper than they should. Toxic relationships often sneak into our lives quietly, disguised as loyalty or obligation. But the truth is, some connections are meant to last only for a season, not a lifetime. And holding on to relationships that no longer bring joy can feel like watering a garden full of weeds, hoping flowers will bloom. Take George, for example. At 68, he had always prided himself on being a loyal friend. But over the years, he began to notice something. After spending time with certain people, he felt exhausted rather than uplifted. One friend, in particular, would call him regularly, not to ask how he was doing, but to unload every frustration and complaint about her life. George listened patiently at first, thinking it was what a good friend should do. But eventually, he realized the friendship had become one-sided. He wasn't being supported, he was being drained. One day, after yet another long and exhausting phone call, George made a decision. It wasn't easy, but he gently started to create space. He stopped answering every call immediately and began prioritizing his own peace. At first, he felt guilty. After all, wasn't he supposed to be there for others? But as time passed, George noticed something incredible. He felt lighter, more energized, and even happier. And as he let go of the relationships that weighed him down, he found himself making space for new friendships, people who celebrated his presence instead of taking it for granted. Letting go doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care enough about yourself to protect your energy and peace of mind. So how can you do the same? Start by taking an honest look at your relationships. Ask yourself, who lifts you up and who brings you down? Who listens when you need support and who only shows up when they need something? Next, set boundaries. You don't have to end relationships in anger. Instead, create healthy distance. If someone constantly drains your energy, limit how often you engage with them. Focus on quality over quantity. Surround yourself with people who make you feel seen, valued, and inspired. And finally, give yourself permission to grow. People change, and that's okay. It doesn't mean the relationship was never meaningful. It simply means you're making room for what's next. Think of your relationships like a garden. Sometimes you have to pull out the weeds to let the flowers thrive. Now take a moment and reflect. Are there relationships in your life that feel more like burdens than blessings? And what would your days look like if you filled them with people who truly cared for and supported you? You deserve relationships that bring light into your life, not shadows. Imagine the freedom of walking into every interaction feeling valued, appreciated, and at peace. That's the gift you give yourself when you let go of what no longer serves you. If this message speaks to you, let us know in the comments. Hit like and comment the number 2 to share your support. Or leave a heart and the number 7 if you think we can make this even better. And don't forget to subscribe to After 7080 for more inspiring stories and tips to help you live your best life. Let go of resentment and learn to forgive. Have you ever carried a grudge so long that it felt like a part of you? Maybe it started as a small spark, an argument, a betrayal, or a hurtful comment that cut deeper than you expected. But over time, that spark grew into a flame, burning quietly in the background of your life. Resentment has a way of taking root in our hearts, feeding on our pain and robbing us of peace. The question is, how long are you willing to let it stay? Margaret, at 75, knows this struggle all too well. For more than 2 decades, she carried anger toward her younger sister after a bitter disagreement over their parents' estate. The argument fractured their bond, leaving Margaret feeling betrayed and alone. Every holiday, every family gathering, the absence of her sister was a painful reminder of what had been lost. But the truth Margaret came to realize was this: the resentment wasn't punishing her sister, it was punishing herself. One afternoon, while organizing old letters and photographs, Margaret came across a picture of the 2 of them as children, laughing and carefree. That moment sparked something inside her, a longing for the connection they once had and a sadness for the years they had wasted apart. Margaret decided it was time to let go. She started small. She wrote a letter to her sister, not to reopen old wounds, but to acknowledge her hurt and offer forgiveness. Whether or not the letter was sent didn't matter. It was the act of writing that set her free. Margaret also began practicing gratitude, reminding herself daily of the blessings in her life rather than focusing on the pain of the past. And as the weight of resentment lifted, Margaret felt lighter, happier, and even healthier. Letting go of resentment isn't about erasing the past or excusing what happened. It's about freeing yourself from the grip of bitterness. So how can you take that first step? Start by recognizing the pain. Give yourself permission to feel it, but don't let it define you. Write it down, speak it out loud, or even talk to a trusted friend. Then, make a decision to forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Imagine setting down a heavy bag you've carried for years and walking away without looking back. What would that feel like? Lighter? Freer? That's the gift forgiveness gives you. Finally, focus on rebuilding. Forgiveness doesn't always mean reconciliation, but it does mean creating space for joy, love, and growth. Whether it's rekindling old relationships or strengthening new ones, choose to fill your life with people and moments that lift you up rather than weigh you down. Now ask yourself, how much longer do you want to carry this burden? And what would your life look like if you let it go today? You are not defined by the hurt you've experienced. You are defined by the strength it takes to heal. Life is too short to let anger steal another moment from you. The choice is yours. Will you set yourself free? If this story speaks to your heart, let us know in the comments. Tap like and comment the number 2 if this message resonates with you. Or drop a heart and the number 7 if you think we can make it even better. And don't forget to subscribe to After 7080 for more inspiring stories and practical tips to help you embrace life's best years. Embrace peace and write your next chapter. Life is a journey, and by the time we reach our golden years, we've carried so many stories, some filled with joy, others tinged with sorrow. But here's the truth that often gets overlooked. The past does not define your future unless you let it. These years are not meant to be spent carrying the weight of regrets, toxic relationships, or lingering resentment. Instead, they are an invitation to lighten your load, reclaim your joy, and make room for what truly matters: peace, love, and connection. Imagine waking up each morning with a sense of lightness, free from the shadows of yesterday. Imagine spending your days surrounded by people who cherish you, support you, and inspire you to keep growing. Imagine looking in the mirror and seeing someone who has forgiven themselves, embraced their imperfections, and decided to keep writing their story with courage and grace. That's the life you deserve, and it's never too late to create it. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means honoring your journey, learning from your experiences, and choosing to move forward without the weight of the past holding you back. It means recognizing that your best days aren't behind you, they're still ahead, waiting to be lived fully and fearlessly. So what steps will you take today to start writing this new chapter? Will you release the regrets that have kept you stuck? Will you create space for meaningful relationships and let go of those that no longer serve you? Will you choose forgiveness and finally allow yourself to heal? The answers are yours to discover, and the time to start is now. You've earned this freedom, this peace, and this happiness. Don't wait another day to claim it. If this message speaks to you, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your story in the comments below. What have you let go of? And what has it opened up for you? Or if you're still on the journey, let us know what step you're ready to take. Hit like and comment the number 2 if this resonates with you. Or drop a heart and the number 7 if you think we can make it even better. And don't forget to subscribe to After 7080 to continue this journey with us. Together, let's keep exploring what it means to live fully, love deeply, and embrace every moment of this beautiful stage of life.